So from chapter 215 of Jujutsu Kaisen, I want to go over how the current characters in the Culling games right now are going to combat Kinjaku and Sukuna, who are both out and going forward with their plans that both result in utter chaos. Kinjaku is currently flying above the colonies in a giant fish heading off to somewhere after the merger, and Sukuna with Urame are heading towards the Zenin family estate for Sukuna's bath. So they are heading outside of the barrier while Kinjaku is staying inside. And just a heads up, I'm not going to really talk about Gojo versus Sukuna and the possibility of that happening just now. I kind of want to give that its own video. I think it deserves a separate video and our own thought process. And once again, these are my predictions of what could potentially happen in the next 2 or 3 chapters. So if I'm wrong, it is what it is. Let's first go over who I think will be taking on Kinjaku. Kinjaku is an interesting one because we know he's coming back from merging with Tengen, or we can assume he's beginning the process of doing so. And with the barriers in the Culling games made for free entry now, thanks to Yorozu, he can drop off wherever he feels like now. He picked up Urame and made it seem like he was coming here regardless of Sukuna or not. So I think logically, if he wanted to test out this merger process of humanity and cursed energy, he would more than likely go to Sendai. I'd be surprised if he actually went and seen the other colonies, but these colonies were never important or really emphasized like that, so I'd be kind of surprised if he did go somewhere like Osaka. Kinjaku has also been in Sendai before when he walked Sasaki out of the barrier, and you see Drew's Shikigami in the background. Sendai is also one of the biggest cities in Japan, and it's the hometown of Yuji Itadori. So Kinjaku and Sendai have an interesting connection, and if he was to test something as grand as this, he would probably want to do it in a huge city where a giant conglomeration of cursed energy would be at. As for the team I have fighting Kinjaku, I'm only going to choose ones that we know are currently in the Culling games because I feel like incorporating characters like Todo and Inumaki would make this a little bit too complicated. And the squad going up against Kinjaku will be Yuta, Uro, Ryu Ishigori, and Miwa as support. Yeah, I know MKK squad probably going crazy right now. But with the battle between Yuki and Choso versus Kinjaku, I'm sorry, Yuta fans, but as it stands right now, Yuta fighting Kinjaku one-on-one just would not be the smartest thing in the world. Not because he's just flat out weirder than Kinjaku, but more so I don't think he is prepared or would have the best game plan going up against Kinjaku, because Yuki had an auto counter against Kinjaku with Bombaye against his cursed spirit manipulation. But with Yuta, he doesn't have that easy way of dealing with them. Yes, Yuta can use his reverse curse technique, output on curses, and have positive energy, exercise them, but that would exhaust Yuta, and he doesn't have a move with a wide range of impact like Bombaye. Enrique can't single-handedly just wipe out a special grade or a bunch of grade 1s in a flash as quick as something like Yuki and Garuda. So I believe the best way to do this is with support. Ryu and Uro probably wouldn't volunteer to fight Kinjaku like in a let's jump him scenario, but more so they'll assist Yuta in dealing with any curses or little tricks Kinjaku has in his arsenal. After all the Culling game players and vessels aren't exactly friends with Kinjaku or believe in his plan, let alone care, because the bonding vows they agreed upon were more so for their own regretful nature in the past life, and so they accepted an ultimatum. Kinjaku did stay back in Shibuya. If Geto hadn't separated his curses in his fight with Yuta, the fight would have been different. But this Yuta Okkotsu is stronger than the one in Volume 0. At least I think so, because Volume 0 scaling is just kind of weird because of how it was published and when Giga kind of wrote this. So it's hard to really choose which one you think is stronger. And now, how does Miwa get into this? What the hell is she gonna do against Kinjaku? Well, for one, she's in Sendai, clearly, walking through the chaos that was the Sendai Battle Royale. Ever since this panel, Gege has deliberately not shown anything from Sendai. All he's done is mention Yuta in name in reference to Maki comparing Yuki and Yuta, which I find very suspicious. I feel off screen Miwa did encounter Yuta and let him know why she, Momo, and potentially others from Kyoto are there. But with Miwa having one of the biggest reasons to want to seek revenge on a person like Kinjaku, after the sadness that was Mekamaru's death and his confession of love to Miwa, she definitely wishes she could get some type of revenge for Mekamaru. Now, is she gonna go head to head with Yuta against Kinjaku? Obviously not. But I do believe she will fight off some weaker cursed spirits, and in a callback to Shibuya, there will come a point where Yuta's hands are full and Kinjaku could launch a mini Uzumaki or Uzumaki like he did against Yuki, in which I think it would mean a lot for Miwa's character if she pulls a Kusakabe and uses a new shadow style counter to save Yuta, proving although she may call herself useless, she could potentially be the biggest help in a battle between special grades and a way to save all of Japan. Moving on to Sukuna and Urame, the most dangerous parent right now in Jujutsu Kaisen. These two are heading over to the Zenin clan basement where Maki bodied all of the Zenin clan and had her Kill Bill moment, as well as Mai passing away and giving the rest of her 0% curse energy to Maki. The squad for this battle should be pretty obvious, to be honest. Yuji, Maki, Hikari, Kashimo, Panda, Momo, and Higuruma. Now to get the eyeball out of this mix, Momo won't be in the fight. If anything, I think it would be cool if she was used as a way to get to the Zenin place. For example, I think if she was able to harness her tool of manipulation to multiple objects so they can fly to the bath quicker, would help a lot. That's all I really see from her, and that's all I ever really want to see from Momo. I said in the review video that there is no way Sukuna is just going to go smooth sailing with this bath as he gains his full 20 finger Sukuna body. Sukuna is going to be the hardest to plan for because it's Sukuna, but this is also the greatest time to take him down because Megumi is suppressing him from the inside for extra support. And if possible, I don't know how the timing would be for this, but even though he said he wanted to incarcerate himself after the games were over, Higuruma's domain would be such a useful tool to use against Sukuna, taking away his curse technique usage because there's no way in hell he isn't guilty for all of his crimes. Even though this does put him in a position to be a fatal casualty, I feel like it would mean a lot if Higuruma was able to save people for a small amount of time from Sukuna being able to assist in not only saving the sorcerers but potentially saving Japan through correct justice. Maki is going to be beneficial for obvious reasons. Her strength will do wonders, honestly, for either one of the two major villains, but they are going to need a GPS to the Zenin clan. And yes, Momo knows the direction, but Maki's strength will be much needed for Sukuna than Kinjaku, where Yuta would have more than enough help. And Sukuna couldn't read Maki's attacks because of her zero curse energy, which is also why I believe Nue's thunder attack didn't work, because judging off the way the attack is summoned and used, it probably targets people based on curse energy, and if it couldn't sense Maki, then Maki more than likely took no damage. Yuji is going because, I mean, it should be self-explanatory, although I'm still waiting for Yuji to find out Kinjaku is his mother. For the sake of the video, Yuji will be a catalyst in fighting Sukuna and having a last-ditch effort in trying to save his friend Megumi. The biggest wild card in this entire thing is Kashimo. Kashimo wants that 1v1 smoke with Sukuna, and we need to see that curse technique reveal as well. And Hikari, knowing him, would be the main one to allow Kashimo to do it, because he promised him after all, and I'm sure he takes his promises very seriously. Now, I genuinely hope Kashimo doesn't pull a Vegeta and let Sukuna get his full body in control and then proceed to get stomped after he tries to challenge him. I don't even know if Kashimo fans would actually want that, but the day Kashimo fights Sukuna is the day he dies. And I think Sukuna would acknowledge the strength of Kashimo, someone who's for the most part a regular sorcerer who simply killed for many years and honed his technique and his curse energy. And everyone else Sukuna acknowledged has something special or unique about them, from Jogo, Maki, Megumi, and Gojo at the beginning. Hikari is going to be realistically in a group fight one of the most key players in this because of his jackpot mode, which will make him an immortal blitz option to attack Sukuna or Urame. And I feel like there's going to be some cool fight potential and dialogue between Hikari versus Sukuna or Urame. Not gonna lie, Hikari surviving and walking through something like Urame's skin piercing ice will look kind of raw. And Panda's a fucking panda. I didn't mention Takaba. I felt like he actually took some damage from Nue, but if he's a part of this fight, he's without a doubt fighting Urame. I just feel like there's that serious nature between Urame versus someone who's incredibly joking like Takaba. Gege might be able to work something out with that. And the biggest component in all of this, including outside characters, is Big Bro Choso. He holds the back of the prison room and a key part in the process of freeing Gojo. Depending on how chapter 216 goes, I'll wait on making the process of Gojo being free predictions. I want to see where Gege takes the current state of the story right now and go off of that. So leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. I'll let y'all in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to that second channel. Peace.